Pain, now that's a funny thing. It's the one guest that never needs an invitation, the one shadow that never leaves your side. You try to run from it, hide from it, drown it out with distractions, but in the end, pain always finds you. Always. That's its nature. That's its game. And the best part? It never plays fair. It comes when you least expect it. From the people you trust the most, in the moments you think you're safe. A whisper, a betrayal, a blade to the back from the very hands you once held so tightly. That's pain. But here's the real joke: most people, they break, they beg, they fold under its weight. Because they don't understand, pain isn't there to destroy you. No, pain is there to wake you up. You see, strength isn't built in comfort. It's built in the fire, in the chaos, in the silence of the nights when your screams go unheard. The ones who rise, they don't do it because they were spared from suffering. No, they rise because they embraced it. They let it shape them, sharpen them, turn them into something far more dangerous, something untouchable. You ever wonder why the strongest people you meet have the darkest pasts? It's because they stopped running from pain and started using it. But you've been taught to fear it, haven't you? You've been told pain is something to avoid. Stay comfortable. Stay safe. Stay small. Well, let me ask you something. When has safety ever built empires? When has comfort ever created legends? It doesn't. It never has. You know what does? Fire. Pressure. The kind of suffering that either breaks you or burns away everything weak inside you. And that's where you find your power. Not in what comes easy, not in what feels good, but in the moments that test you, that rip you apart, that leave you standing in front of a mirror, looking at a face you barely recognize. That's where you choose break or build, fall or rise, run or stand your ground. And you, my friend, you are standing at that crossroad right now. So tell me, what are you going to do? Most people, they collapse under pressure. They cry about how unfair life is. They sit in the ashes of their failures, waiting for some miracle, some savior, some easy way out. But no one's coming. No one's going to carry you to the top. No one's going to save you. And the moment you realize that, that's the moment you become unstoppable. You see, life, it doesn't reward the weak. It chews them up, spits them out. Life only bows to those who take the hits and keep moving forward. The ones who stand back up with blood on their knuckles, fire in their eyes, and a grin that says, "Is that all you got?" That's what strength is. Not words, not pretty little speeches. Strength is action. Strength is taking every ounce of pain, every scar, every wound, and forging it into something lethal. Oh, but they'll try to stop you. Oh, yes. The moment you start becoming stronger, the moment you rise, you become a threat. People hate what they can't control. They'll mock you, doubt you, tell you you've changed. Good, that's the point. You weren't made to stay the same. You weren't made to live like them, trapped in a cage of their own fear. You were made for something greater. And to get there, you're going to have to let go of who you used to be. That version of you, the one that needed approval, that waited for permission, that feared being alone, that version of you has to die. Because real power, it doesn't beg, it doesn't chase, it doesn't apologize, it just is. The weak will call you cold, heartless. They'll say you've lost your way. But the truth is, you finally found it. You finally understand that the only thing that truly matters in this world is what you build with your own two hands. And guess what? No one can take that from you. Not the pain, not the loss, not the past. Because once you embrace the suffering, once you stop fearing the fire and start walking through it, you'll see what you were always meant to be. Not broken, not lost, but powerful. Now tell me, are you ready? Pain is a gift, but only for those who know how to use it. Most, they let it destroy them. They drown in it. Let it fill their lungs until they can't breathe, until they beg for the suffering to stop. But you are not most people. You don't beg. You don't break. You take that pain and mold it into something dangerous, something unshakable. You see, pain is not the enemy. It is the teacher. It will show you who you really are when everything is ripped away, when the world turns its back on you. When you stand alone, bleeding, broken, that is the moment of truth. That is when you find out what you're made of. Weak men run from that moment. Strong men embrace it. They let the pain burn away their fears, their doubts, their weaknesses, until all that's left is power. But here's the catch: power comes at a price. Oh yes, you want strength? Then you have to be willing to lose everything that makes you weak. Your excuses, your attachments, your need for approval. Cut them off, rip them out, let them go. Because power isn't given, it's taken. And if you're not ready to take it, then step aside. Stay in the shadows with the rest of the world, pretending you're happy. But if you're ready, if you're truly ready, then listen carefully. You don't need permission. You don't need someone to save you. You don't need a damn thing from anyone. The world will not hand you strength. It will not hand you victory. You take it. You rip it from the jaws of defeat, from the hands of those who said you'd never make it. And you never stop, never look back. They will hate you for it. Oh, they will despise you. They will whisper about how cold you've become, how ruthless, how unrecognizable. Good. That means you're doing it right. Because the ones who fear you the most, they're the ones who wanted to keep you small. They're the ones who wanted you to need them. But you don't. Not anymore. You are something else now. Something raw, something untouchable, something dangerous. And that is exactly what you were meant to be. But here's the part no one talks about. The transformation isn't quick. It's not some overnight miracle. No, real power, real strength is forged in the slow, agonizing moments. The moments when you wake up and feel like nothing is changing. The moments when you question everything. When the world is silent, and the only voice you hear is the one inside your head whispering, "Give up." That's when the weak fall. That's when they crawl back to comfort, to safety, to the arms of mediocrity. But you're different. Listen to that voice. You smother it. You replace it with something stronger, something relentless. You look at your pain and you say, "Not today." And the best part? The world won't even see it coming. They'll keep underestimating you. They'll laugh, mock you, act like you don't exist. But that's the beauty of it, isn't it? Because by the time they finally open their eyes, by the time they realize what you've become, it's too late. You see, pain is just fuel. Every betrayal, every heartbreak, every moment you were left behind, its gasoline. And you are the fire. You burn hotter, brighter. You take everything they threw at you and use it to rise. But here's the warning. Once you start down this path, there's no going back. No more pretending. No more playing small to make others comfortable. No more lowering your voice just so the weak don't feel threatened. They will say you've changed, that you're not the same person anymore. They're right. You are more. And if that scares them, let it. You owe them nothing. You owe yourself everything. You see, the moment you decide to embrace your pain, the moment you use it instead of running from it, you become something terrifying, something unstoppable. Because pain, my friend, is the one thing most people fear. They spend their lives avoiding it, numbing it, pretending it doesn't exist. But you walk into it, you shake its hand, you make it your ally. And when pain becomes your friend, what can they do to you? Mock you. You've heard worse. Leave you behind. You've walked alone before. Try to break you? Ha! You've been shattered into 1,000 pieces and put yourself back together without their help. This is why they fear you now. This is why they whisper behind your back, why they look at you differently. Because they see it. The fire in your eyes. The unshakable presence of someone who has been through hell and didn't come back empty-handed. They don't understand it. They can't. Because they've never tasted real suffering. Never met the kind of silence that wraps around your soul like a noose. Never felt the weight of a world that doesn't give a damn if you make it or not. But you know, you have stared into the abyss, and instead of backing away, you stepped forward. And now, you don't just survive pain, you thrive in it, you grow from it. You use it to build a version of yourself that doesn't flinch, doesn't break, doesn't beg. But here's the twist. The stronger you become, the more they resent you for it. Oh, they'll say you've changed, that you've become cold, heartless. They'll say you don't care anymore. They're wrong. You care more than ever, just not about them. Not about their opinions. Not about their expectations. Not about fitting into a world that tried to bury you. You care about you, about your growth, your power, your destiny. And that, my friend, that is what truly makes you dangerous. Because a person who has been broken and rebuilt is stronger than one who has never been tested. A person who has lost everything and still stands is a force beyond measure. So let them talk. Let them doubt you. Let them whisper in their little circles about how different you've become. Because while they're wasting their breath, you're doing what they never had the courage to do, turning your pain into power. And when the day comes, when they finally see the empire you built, the strength you forged, the legend you became, they'll realize too late, you were never meant to be ordinary. You were meant to rise. Do you want me to keep going?